Yo, what's good, LA? You know, it's the second episode of The Lost Element, and today we got a special guest. You know, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but before we get into that, you know, you guys have probably seen his artwork up on freeways, walls, freights. You know, if you're driving down the 10, going down to downtown LA, you've probably seen him up on that famous tower. You know, but without further ado, how we do it here on this show. What you write, my boy?
It's good, dog. They call me Cujo from FLK.
Yeah, that's right. So, before we get into the art and everything like that, I want to know, like, tell us a little bit where you grew up and a little bit about your upbringing.
So basically, I came from an Harbor area. Basically was born in Torrance, lived in Gardena and Harbor City too, by the wreck. And basically, my upcoming, I had a couple of homies in high school. Basically, they're like uncles. They had people that did graffiti and stuff. So just kicking it with my homies all the time, smoking. I got kind of like influenced in a way, you could say. So it was just like that. Basically, what kind of put that little image in my head, you know, to like, this is what I probably want to start doing.
Okay, that's right. Can you take us back to those times, man? Like, tell us a little about it, cause you know, you said you were smoking, and then your homies' uncles, they were into it. Like, what got you into it where you're like, I want to be a writer, like, this is something I want to do?
Shit, low-key, just that whole, like, idea of just, you know, trying something different. Just, I was, basically in high school, I would be playing sports and stuff, and just, I could say I kind of had, like, a little troubled childhood, so it's just, like, doing one thing for one cause, and then I started to want to kind of like shift into a different little, you know, kind of era in my life type shit, because sports wasn't it for me, and I didn't really fuck with school. I mean, my bad for the language and stuff. But
no, you're good. Hey, yeah, we got to try to keep it clean.
My bad. But yeah, like, it just, I preferred to like kind of escape from, you know, quote unquote little reality and stuff, so that kind of just influenced me into starting to paint, so yeah.
Okay, that's right. You know, like, people have seen you up. You know, you mentioned before Cujo FLK. They seen your crew. They seen your name up. But, you know, to the average citizen out there, like, what is Cujo? Like, how'd you get that name of Cujo?
Shit, low key, like, hey, if my girl's hearing this, that's the old me, you know. But I used to be kind of like a dog, or, you know, quote unquote like a player and stuff. And just hearing that from all the homies calling me like, oh, you're a dog, you know, all this other stuff. Like, I just thought of that one movie from Stephen King, the demonic dog, you know. So
yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be a dog. I'm gonna just, you know, be Cujo.
Okay, that's right. Then he was big pimping. Then he went to writing.
Yeah,
okay.
Basically.
Hey, do you remember your first piece you ever did, and what was it like?
Shit. I kind of have like an idea, cause low key, I think the first time I went, I just kind of just watched, you know, my older homies kind of paint, like, just kind of get a little grip of what this is. But I think the first time I had painted, like, I ain't gonna lie, it was bud. You know, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I think my 3D was probably messed up, and like my filling was probably all janky and stuff. Like, yeah, it was pretty bad. Honestly, I think it was at the track store over there in Western, I think. I don't know.
Okay, I know exactly what tracks you're talking about. But it's crazy though, like, I feel like no one wants to admit it, but everyone at one point started off tour before they got their style, you know? So yeah, it shows that you're humble that you could admit that, like, when you first started off.
Hell yeah, man. It's been a while since just seeing like how much progression I have came, because from when I started, I mean, I still kind of mess with my 3D sometimes, you know, but
yeah,
like, other than that, like, I could for sure tell you like my style has improved, just how like how straight my lines are, or just different color schemes and stuff like that. You know, everything's been improving, you know, and that's just like the main thing for me. Like, you know, obviously painting still, like, you know, I feel like if you don't want to like progress, what's the point, you know? Like,
yeah, most definitely, bro. Hey, I could say, like, just seeing you up, like, starting off, I don't know if people know this, but before Cujo, it was Perchin.
Yeah,
but just the progression, bro, of your style, like, you gotten a lot better. And nowadays, you're one of the names where it's like, oh, Cujo, like, his style, you know?
For sure, bro.
Yeah, so I want to ask you about your style. Like, how do you describe your letter structure? Like, what's your creative process when you go out there? You go out there with a sketch, or just all off the top?
I feel like most of the time, I always end up looking at like a reference of like a picture of, like, for example, I have little sketches in my black book. I like to take pictures of my pages, so it's just like pop it up on my phone real quick. I don't really like bring like little pieces of paper, you know, or like sketches on paper. I don't really do that stuff. But sometimes I like to freestyle, but most of the time I already know like what type of letters I'm gonna do, so it just comes off the top, you know.
Okay, that's right. And so you brought up your black book, bro. Like, for in the culture of graffiti, like, how important is the black book and like practicing in the book before you go out?
Like, it's highly recommended. I could tell you that, because I mean, like, one thing is like sketching, and then another thing is using like spray cans. You know, like you could say you could be like a really good, you know, like illustrator, you know, drawing and stuff, but like, I guarantee you pick up a can, like your piece might, you know, look the same, but 9 times out of 10, like it's a whole different ball game. So it's just like hitting the books before you start going out and bonding is, you know, highly recommended. For real.
Okay, most definitely. So as I said before, you know, like, you're up everywhere, bro. I'll be driving outside of the harbor, outside of LA area. I'll see some trains. I'll be like, hey, that's the homie Cujo. He's on some stackers or on a freight. But I want to ask you, bro, being a graph writer, what's your favorite thing to hit?
Low key, like, do it gotta be like trains or just like spots in general?
Anything. It could be streets, freeway, heaven spots. I know you be climbing up these wild spots. Like, what's your favorite spot?
Honestly, like, I feel like I get the most, like, how do you say, like, satisfaction or whatever, like, out of like hitting like higher spots, like heaven spots, you know. Even though I'm scared of heights, like,
damn,
I still like, you know, trying to hit heaven spots. Those are like, you know, the shit I try to hit. So if I'm gonna go hit anything.
That's wild, bro. You scared of heights, but you climbing up there, no gear or nothing, just to get the spot.
Man, that my homie Crank, he could for sure verify that. You know, yeah, like climb some cranes or like just sketchy ledges and stuff, and like definitely knows.
I want to ask you, like, going up to those heaven spots, like, when you're up there, how does the whole city look when you're up at the top?
I feel like that whole view just overcomes like that whole fear. I could honestly tell you, like, just putting myself in situations like that, obviously knowing like the risks and stuff, like, I could say, you know, it's worth it. It's for sure something that not your average person is gonna be able to see, you know. So it's just like, you gotta enjoy the most out of that situation.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, you said it's like not the average person. So in this culture of graffiti, like, when you're getting up, like, who's it there to see? Are you putting it up there for the whole world to see, or is it like catered just for the graffiti community?
I feel like my whole like thing is just for everyone else, honestly, because I don't really paint for like approval from other people or, you know, anything like that. You know, I go and do what I do just because I like to go paint and stuff, you know, on my own. Like, I don't need no one telling me like, oh, let's go paint today, or like let's go bomb or something. You know, like, I'll probably wake up and get out of work and I'll be like, you know, I'm gonna go bomb or something, or I'm gonna, you know, wait at night because I'll be working at night and stuff, so gotta work around my schedule and shit.
Okay, that's right. Hey man, so like you brought it up, like you were growing up in the HA. So being in the HA, like before you wrote, was there any names or like crews, like when you were driving as a little kid, like you saw this graffiti or like, oh yo, like what is this? Like anything stuck out to you?
I could for sure say I would see Bogues around a lot.
Most definitely.
I would see Bogues, I would see Guns. A lot of people from 420, a lot of people from Illinois.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of like local crews from the area, you know. Who else have I seen? Honestly, I've seen a lot of people, so you know, I'm gonna be here naming a lot of people. So,
yeah. No, that's right. Hey, it's crazy now because nowadays, like, the kids from the next generation up, they're gonna say, oh, I remember seeing that fool Cujo up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's a whole 360 now.
Hell yeah.
Coming back to you. All right, man, before we go to a break for this music, man, like, what do you consider yourself? A writer, tagger, bomber, piecer, a black book artist, tag banger? Like, what do you consider yourself?
I'll probably say like a pacer. Yeah, I don't really be bombing like that, like doing throwies and stuff. Like I like to have like actual like color, like color in my background, or just some crazy feel or something. Cause a lot of people like consider like bombing just doing throwies or just black and whites and stuff. And all respects to the homies that get up like that.
Yeah.
Can't knock no one's hustle down, but for my thing is just trying to make the most out of my art. So
yeah, most definitely.
I like piecing up, whenever I can.
Yeah, the crazy pieces, multiple colors.
Hell yeah.
Hey, but for the people out there who don't know, like, let's just say they look up a graffiti documentary, and like they say, do these rules apply? Like where it's like bombs over tag, piece over bomb, things like that. Like, so since you're doing a piece, like, do those rules still apply?
I mean, honestly, like, I don't really try capping too many people. Like, I'm more so like trying to get my own spots. But obviously, for sure, like, there's a throwy, I'm for sure gonna bomb over it. I'll do a piece over it. Come correctly, Like,
yeah. Cover it fully, right?
Yeah, like, I'm not out here trying to step on people's toes or nothing, but, game is game, so.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
All right, most definitely, bro. Hey, we're gonna take a little break. We gotta play some music. But after the break, we're gonna get back, talk to Cujo from FLK. This is KQBH LA, 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on kqbhla.com. We're back. It's the Lost Element. We're here with our guest, Cujo FLK. We're gonna get straight back into this interview. All right, bro. The first question I got for you, man, like you were talking about it earlier, being a writer, there's a lot of risk, but you get the rewards back. But what's a crazy story you could tell us about?
Oh, I was gonna actually tell like a funny story. I got caught up, but look how I remember the first time I got in trouble. I think it was like the end of like 2019, and it was probably like my second billboard I had hit. Funny, like, it was pretty funny too though, cause low key like I don't know, I just gotta tell y'all basically. But basically like there's two billboards. There's one on one side, on the left side of the street, and then across the street there's another billboard. And I was with my boy Crank, and basically what happened was I was hitting the billboard up first, and for some reason, like when I pin with the homie, that fool takes forever. Like I'll do my piece, and like he'll probably barely be doing his filling and stuff. So it's just like he taking a sweet time. So it's just like I did my bomb, I'm already done, and for some reason I just decided to look down the street. When I ended up looking, I ended up seeing a cop. So it's just like I seen the cop. Obviously the homie is on the other side of the street, and he wasn't really looking. So basically I had yelled. I was just like, Crank, like, I just yelled, bro. Like the homie looks, and like this is where I have messed up. Like instead of me like getting down the billboard and just like taking off, I was kind of just worried for the homie. I'm like, I want the homie to get away too. So it's just like I had seen him disappear, but I didn't see him get down the billboard. So I'm just like like still up there. And then basically all the cops, like I think like 3 cop cars ended up pulling up, and like they're just looking around the billboard, flashing the flashlights up there. And then I'm like, I thought the homie just left, and I just missed it. And then I screwed myself over for no reason. But basically, I guess long story short, like the homie ended up like just hiding in between that, and basically a cop started walking around the billboard, coming towards my billboard. And then when that happened, I just dropped all my bags, started running down the tracks, and basically there's the tracks, and then there's like a car dealership, So it's just like you could run down the tracks, run across the street, and hit the back of it. Basically, as I was running down the tracks, and I was jaywalking, I almost got hit by a cop car. So basically, I'm running on foot from a cop, almost get smacked by a cop car, and I kind of duck off. I kind of got away for like at least like a good 10 minutes, and then I messed up even more, just waiting right there, trying to call the homie like to see if he was good. So basically, that whole time I was waiting, just wasting time, I ended up getting surrounded. So it's just like I was about to hop a fence, and then right when I hopped the fence, a cop car pulled up, he ended up jumping the fence. I started running back to where I first came from, and right when I got there, basically I was gonna hit a corner, and then a cop just pulled his gun out, and then told me to put my hands up, and it was pretty crazy because it's like I put my hands up, I still got tackled, and then like two cop fuck TPD, but them folks whooped me, so it was just like that was my first time though, ever getting through anything. But yeah.
Damn, that's all bad. Hey, you were just trying to look out for the homie though.
Yeah,
hey,
bro.
That's what's up. Hey, did the homie get away though? At least.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Did.
At least something good came from the story. The homie got away.
It was crazy because he thought I got shot by the cops. Because I guess he ended up seeing like two like ambulance and like a paramedics. Coming to where I got arrested. So he was just kind of stressed out for a cool minute, but I got let go the next day, so that was cool.
Okay, that's right. He got let go. You didn't get shot, which is good. The homie got away.
Yeah.
Hey, next time run away, get as far away from there, dog.
I'm probably do better off, just trying to take off for myself. It's all good though, live and learn.
Yeah, most definitely. Something I gotta ask you, bro, because like graffiti is art, but at the same time it's vandalism. So, what do you consider graffiti?
I would say like graffiti is like really anything that you can like put your mind to when it comes to at least in art. It's just like if you could pick up a spray can and see like a little cartoon and you could bring it to life with cans. To me that's graffiti. There are like two different aspects of it though. Like obviously there's people that like gangbang and their graffiti is just putting up their hood. You know what I mean? Like just basic little tags. But like really anything you could really consider graffiti just being anything, but there's a big difference between like just regular vandalism and then just art as in vandalism, like if you don't get permission, it's
still vandalism.
Yeah, it's still vandalism.
Hey man, you bring that up about the characters. One thing about your art is you put up a lot of characters up there. So like, are these all cartoon characters you grew up watching, or?
For the most part, yeah, because I remember like I was fortunate enough to like have like Cartoon Network and stuff, It's like before I went to school, I'd probably be able to watch the TV for like a little 10 minutes, eating my cereal and stuff. So it's just like I gotta watch a lot of Cartoon Network, like Courage or like I forgot that little TV show with the little blue dude. He looked like a ghost though, kind of.
Blue Foster's Home for Imaginary Kid. Yeah.
So I seen that whole era of little cartoons. So like when it comes to painting, I kind of want to just stand out. A lot of people like to just do bombs or just do letters and stuff, and they kind of forget that you can still implement different type of things in your bomb. So it's just like try to be different. You feel me? Yeah.
Hey, that's something I gotta give you credit for, because like you got dope style, but then you have like dope cartoon characters. Like you be putting the Billy and Mandy.
Hell yeah.
So I think that's dope because most of the cartoon characters you see are like old school, like Looney Tune era, but it's cool to see like the cartoons from our era.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yo, that's dope right there.
Something different.
Yeah, that's what's up. So graffiti, it's an element of hip hop, bro. So like you got the MC, you got the DJ, the b-boy, and then the graffiti writer. So you being a writer, do you consider graffiti hip hop?
Yeah, most definitely, man. You could really find like if you really listen to music and kind of tune into stuff, like you could really find your creative flow through it. If you can look at it that type of way, like you could listen to this type of music and like it could just influence you a certain type of way, you know what I mean? Like, or just listening to music. If you really listen to it, there's a lot of artists that like to speak about graffiti and stuff. Cause back in the day, I wasn't painting in the era where graffiti was really popping, but like that was when people were really like dancing, like you said, b-boy, stuff like that. It was really influenced at that time era. But unfortunately, like times now, like everything's getting watered down and like a lot of people are just forgetting their roots and stuff. So when it comes to graffiti, like I can for sure tell you, it's not the same.
Yeah. But I feel like even though it's not the same, I feel like the generations now, like, not saying that these generations are doing it better, but like they took what they learned and like added their own flair to it and to grow the community, you know?
Yeah.
Like shout out to the Roots, but everyone who's coming up, new writers, different generations, they put their own little flair to it to keep on growing it, you know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, I get you for sure.
Another one I got for you before we go into our quick hitters, bro, is what's your opinion on street art versus graffiti debate?
I feel like at first I was really like, you know, on the negative side to where it became to like street art, you know, like where people got, you know, commissions and like legal walls. Like at first, you know, I was just like, oh, that ain't cool, you know, but it's just like over time, like getting caught up in stuff, like, you know, just spending all this money on the court cases and all this stuff. Like I just look at it like you can't really knock someone's hustle down, you know, like if they got the ability to, you know, create more than just like regular graffiti art, regular bombs and stuff, like, you know, by all means, you know, why hate on someone, you know, when they're doing like, you know, something real good out of what we're doing, you know, like can't knock someone's hustle down for that. So it's just like I could say, you know, I've learned to kind of just move to the side to where it's like, you know, it's still cool, but you know, I feel like I'm gonna still always be bombing, like, you know.
Yeah, most definitely representing the culture.
You know, you gotta stick to it.
All right, bro. So this next segment is a quick hitter. It's just real quick. First thing you think of. So first thing I want to ask, bro, is your favorite brand of spray paint?
My go-to are Russells. You know, I don't really try spending too much money on paint.
Yeah.
But if I do, probably get regular Montanas, you know.
Regular Montanas. Yeah, that's right. Hey, but something I noticed, bro, is like everyone who really writes, first thing they're gonna say is Rusto.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone outside will think like, oh, you want to get Montana, you want to get the pro paint, but what is it about the Rustos that these people don't know about? Like, what makes them so good?
I mean, like, I wouldn't say like so good. It's just the simple fact that, like, you know, if you didn't really have too much money growing up, and you're able to find a way to get what you need, you know, those are the ones right there, you know, like it's crazy because times have changed now, so it's kind of harder to get the Rusto. You know what I'm saying?
I already know what you're talking about.
But you know, shit,
it's easier to get the pro paint nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. But no, yeah, Rustos are for sure cool. Like, they kind of cover real good, depending on what you paint on too. Though, you know, obviously.
I feel like the pressure on a Rusto is untouchable.
Yeah, as long as you got that little adapter and stuff.
All right.
It's always
hey, we got someone at the door. They're trying to wrap us up real quick. So before we let them in, last question, bro. What's a piece of advice for a youngster out there who's trying to get into graph?
My one piece of advice, man, is to like really take everything seriously. Like, you know what you're putting yourself into, and honestly make the most out of your experience. Because I mean, we only got one life, and you know, a lot of things can happen within a split second of time. So, you know, just make the most out of it and just be safe with it.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. All right, Cujo, I appreciate you for coming through, bro.
Good looking out, man. I appreciate you.
You know, this is another episode of The Lost Element. We're on KQBH LP, Los Angeles, California, 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on KQBHLA.com. We will see you next week.